Hey guys, this is Andrew with Figure Fandom Review, and today I'm with my son and we're going to be reviewing...
SH Figuarts Yamato from One Piece.
That's right. Really interesting release from Tamashii, whole lot going on with this figure. So we're going to go ahead, take her off the stand, and let's go ahead and get into it. Alright. Alright guys, so now that we got her off the stand, let's go ahead and take a closer look. So the first thing you'll notice, this is how she comes out of the package, and the first thing you'll notice about this figure is especially when you hold it in hand, is she's a little weightier than you would think, and that's in no small part due to the giant, ropes, or I don't know what this is actually called in Japanese, but these giant ropes that she has behind her connected to her belt, they are extremely heavy, like back heavy. They're made out of a hard, like kind of heavier plastic. So unfortunately, the spoiler alert, balancing this figure is really hard to do. Like, she has these little Japanese clogs on, which you see right here, and does not make standing this character up or posing this character very easy at all. Thankfully, another spoiler, she does come with a stand. However, if you're trying to just get this figure posed without stands, and some people don't like to use the stands because they want to have their character posed here looking natural, it's going to be very hard. So that is a issue. But outside of the big, ropes or whatever here, let's go ahead and we'll go from top to bottom with the figure. So right away, if you're gonna look, the paintwork is very clean on this figure. So these horns, at least mine, very clean paintwork. Nice, I guess, color tone change here between the very, red going into orange at her, the base of her scalp. So this is really cool. The back of her head has a kind of like a gold, her gold hairpiece is very well painted, looks really nice. Another star of the show with this character is the back of her hair is awesome. So she has obviously dark blue, and then it goes straighter into like a turquoise, coloration, and it also, they have it in the front removable head section here. It has the blue coloration there too. So very just good looking figure overall, just aesthetically pleasing. She has what appears to be some minor shading. It looks like a little bit of light shading on her front, I guess, top. I don't know, a gi top, if that's what you call it. And getting to another star of the show, it's her hakama, or dress. I think it's a hakama is what it's called in Japanese. So there's a lot of shading on this, on her dress, which is really good, because I know a lot of people will write off a figure if it doesn't include any shading. Personally, like I've stated many times, shading is not a deal breaker for me, but it is always when I see it, it's awesome and I appreciate it. So the molding on the hakama is really good, no matter how you kind of move it. By the way, so the back of the pants is actually on a ball peg, or ball hinge rather, so you can move it around, and when you move the sides, at least when you move this around, it still looks like it lines up with the front part of the pants as well. So you can kind of, like, if you have to move it this way, it still kind of looks like it is all one thing. So good job doing that. And as you can see, the back, if you were to split it apart, it's still everything kind of flows together. So really good job on that. And with her feet, if you look here, get the lighting better. Boop. Yeah, so she has great paint work on her sandal straps, and yeah, really good. Actually, yeah, beautiful. Actually, this isn't even paint work. I'm sorry, I apologize. It's actually molded plastic, so never mind. I lied. I apologize about that, guys. So yeah, just really nice aesthetics overall. The character is a very faithful representation of Yamato from One Piece. So 100% great job. Love the way it looks. So now let's go ahead and get into the articulation of the figure. So let's go ahead and get into the articulation of this figure. And as we do on the channel, we're going to start from head to toe. Now, there is a lot to get into with this figure because there are a bunch of moving parts with this figure. So I'm just going to scoot her down a bit because she is a little taller than what I'm used to dealing with. So as far as the head, starting with the head, she does give you pretty good head tilt, or head pivot rather. So she can pivot her head side to side, she can look that way, she can look this way. She has great head movement for the most part. Looking back is the only thing that may be a little issue, but she has great neck movement, so she can look back. The only thing is her hair gets in the way and does bump into her, but you can see, like, as far as looking back is concerned, she's a little tall, so I'm trying to get her in a good angle. But yeah, as far as looking back is concerned, she does a good job. Looking down, especially with her neck, is really good. So here, you see right there, looking down is pretty decent. So she can look down a fair bit. Dealing with her head still, she does have an articulated hair, which is wonderful. So with the hair, you can move it, side to side, and you can move it down, like closer to her, or move it up. So this hair is on a hinge, and that is pretty useful. So the only thing is, if you try to do like a whole loop-de-loop one, 360 with it, the hair pops out of the head because it just hitting the accessories just forces it out. So just be mindful of that. There is another hinge for this other, I guess the other half of the hair is on a hinge as well. So you can kind of move the hair how you want it. So if you want this piece, up and the rest of it down, you can do that. If you want this down and this part up, you can get that kind of look. It's just whatever you really want to do. So it's got some freedom to it, which is nice. So we'll go ahead and go into the rope sash first. So for this, let me get this hair out the way. This rope sash, it's on a ball hinge, so it can move back, and you can kind of like move it up and down how you want it. So you can position it based on how you're posing the figure, which is really cool. They give you the freedom. You can even do that where if you want it in that weird position there, you can go ahead and set it up like that. So that is pretty cool. You get the freedom to move that how you want, especially considering, like I said, it's very heavy, so it does cause some issues. So going to the arms are actually pretty glorious with this figure. Like, she goes all the way up. Like, dude, really great arm range right here. So sorry, let me get her dead on, apologize. So we have great arm movement. She has she's got her shoulders on a ball, which is nice, but she also does have, there it is, she does have a bicep swivel, which is cool. She has a double jointed elbow, which is fantastic, just really good. Her hand is on your typical ball hinge right there. So there we go. Oops. It's a little wonky though. I find that the One Piece characters, because they're thin hands, it kind of have, or thin forearms rather, it kind of has some issues posing it. But this one's actually pretty good. Once you get it posed, you can get really good mobility out of it. So not bad at all. She does have a butterfly joint. So there's that right there. So she does have a butterfly joint. It's not the best butterfly joint. I'm sorry, she has so much going on in the back. It's a little hard to show you guys everything. I apologize. But yeah, so she does have a butterfly joint. It will leave a gap, so you will see inside the figure, unfortunately. Moving to her waist, which is a pretty cool part of the figure. She's got really great waist movement. So she can move this side, she can move that side, she can look down a very good amount. She's got a little bit of side boob for you. And she can, if you move this out the way, she can move back a very good amount too. So sorry, it's a little cumbersome moving with her because of this these ropes behind her, which is, you know, like I said, they're cool looking, but they do get in the way a lot with posing. So that is an issue. Now, as far as the pants are concerned, or the hakama, they are on a ball hinge as well. So if you can see that, it's right in here. So you can kind of angle this how you want it. So that's actually pretty helpful if you want to just move it out the way and have her legs coming out, you can do that. So they did give you the option so she has more freedom. And I think this is because if anybody hasn't already purchased it, the Zoro figure had really poor leg movement. So that could be why they didn't want to have another issue and made it this way. So yeah, the pants do articulate as well, so you can move them out of the way if you want to have the character's legs free. So moving on from the pants, let's go ahead and go to the legs. You know, sorry girl, I'm gonna have to pop your skirt up. But so moving to the legs, let's go. Going out to the side, you don't get a whole lot of range. This is about all you get. And if you try to push it any further than that, you will pop the legs off. They're easy to go back on, but that is a issue in case you're wondering. Yep. Wow, was not even planning that. But yeah, so pop that back on. See, easy enough, it goes back on. But getting your front kick out, you get about 90 on the front kick. If I can get her focused, there you go. So you get 90 on the front kick, which is good. Kicking back is very hard. Like I said, these pants kind of get in the way, but that's about all she's gonna give you. Kicking back, so kind of annoying. Like I said, to the side, not a whole lot. But as for her knees, though, she does have a beautiful double jointed knee, and it does bend all the way, which is nice. Beauty of this figure that most SX Figuarts don't give you is she has really good, like, I mean, crazy good pivot on her foot. So here, you have that is where she can kick, she can bring it in, and she can put it all the way out. Like, it's really, really good for the SH Figuarts line as a whole. As well as if you rotate it, you can get like a kind of like a side kick going on there. So she can give you like a martial arts kick. And what I love is that her sandals / clogs, whatever they are, they separate from the foot. So I mean, just like Luffy's, if you have the SH Figuart Luffy, he does the same thing, which is really nice. So as a whole, just really, really well designed articulation. The only problem is, well, for the most part, the only problem is that with this figure, these clogs, I know, I mean, they're part of what the design of the figure, so, or the character rather. It's just not easy to bounce at all on these, especially when you have this really heavy rope, accessory here, or not accessory, but attachment, on the figure. So articulation is really good, but is actually hindered by, not having, having too much weight in the back. So like putting this character to stand is not that easy. Like right now I'm trying. Well, I don't know. I'm doing it a lot easier than I usually do. Usually it fights me on this. Yep, there it is. All right. So just trying to get her to stand up straight. But yeah, so articulation is really good in a lot of ways. They put a lot of thought into her joints, the way her hand moves, her hair, the head, waist especially, very good waist movement. Her ankles are amazing. At the hips, going out to the side is not good. I mean, you saw that the leg pops off if you're not too careful. But overall, I mean, really good figure. The only problem is like you see the way I have her now is how you really gonna have to pose her unless you like really use a stand or you play around with it a lot to get it to pose. So kind of an issue with that. But let's go ahead and let's get to the accessories. So for faceplates, guys, we have a smiling / excited face. Here we also have another smiling / just laughing face, possibly. We also have a angry teeth gritted face, which is looking to her right side. And we also have what looks to be a either shouting or annoyed face. And for those of you who have it, we also have a smiling, eyes closed Luffy face for SH Figuarts Luffy. Alright guys, for the hand accessories, we actually have quite a few hands. We have a grasping or grabbing, almost like grabbing a neck style of hand. We have the hands clasped, almost like pleading, begging hands. We have a hand that goes over the top of her war club, so she can just rest her hand on the top of that. For the war club, we have 3 hands for the right, 3 for the left, and they're all for holding the war club at different positions. So holding it towards the end, holding it more towards the middle, and holding more towards like the top part of right before the bumps. So we also do have 2 open hands for the character as well. And guys, we also have her war club right here, which she can put into her hands by removing the top portion of it and sliding it in the middle of the hands. So we do have that as well. Whoops. There we go. And last but not least, we have a stand. So not a flight stand, but this stand does go underneath the back of like the knot where her ropes are, and is used to hold her up. So that way you can definitely get the poses you want a lot easier, especially with the stand. Well, there you have it guys, SH Figuarts Yamato from One Piece. This is a pretty solid release from Tamashii Nations, marred only by the heavy weight at the back, so the balancing issue is there, full disclosure, not gonna sugarcoat it, it is a problem. However, the aesthetics, the beautiful paintwork, wonderful molding, just the figure is a joy to just move around and play with and try to reposition. If you are planning on displaying the figure, do know that you most likely will have to do so with the stand, which thankfully they did include. If you are someone like me who likes to try to pose their figures without a stand, understand that it is going to be very difficult to get the figure into even normal poses you would try to position a figure like this in. So that is a problem, but outside of that problem, it is a beautiful figure. So I'm going to give this figure an 8 out of 10. The balancing issue is the only thing I could find with the figure. However, I actually don't mind using the stand on this one. She's got so many different colors going on, beautiful shading, wonderful molding. It's just a joy to look at and to play around with. So hopefully you enjoyed the review. As always, be safe and keep collecting. See you guys soon.